Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, where we're diving back into career mode for this stream, where we're going to dive into everything about the upcoming Oversized Cargo, which, the more I think about it, the more the whole thing makes zero sense. But we'll dive into it. So I'm going to do the certification again, kind of because I forgot I reset the career mode because I was just seeing what was going on. But, the more I think about it, the more this makes no sense at all. I think it should just be renamed back to heavy rating, because you're doing oversized cargo rating, but it's not just cargo that you unlock. You unlock the airline side of it as well, and I don't know, I just feel like heavy rating would make the most sense, because, you know, I don't know. I still think the whole rename was really weird. Because, I mean, a 787 isn't... I don't think that's classified as oversized cargo. The way... So, okay. Let's talk about this. The way I classify oversized cargo is like the Beluga or the Dreamlifter. Because it's completely a different sized aircraft compared to what their actual thing is, like the 747 to the Dreamlifter. The Dreamlifter is oversized. The 747 I wouldn't find to be oversized. The 787 I don't think has ever been designated as a 787 or as a oversized cargo aircraft. Just doesn't make any sense. The Beluga does make sense. The C-17, I can kind of see it. You know, it can fit helicopters and all that other stuff in there, so that makes sense too. But the fact that you're doing the thing called oversized cargo rating to unlock passenger transport stuff as well, I don't know. I think heavy rating made more sense. I think the renaming has never made any sense since they first did it a few beta builds ago. But whatever. It's what it's called, so whatever. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. The other thing that makes zero sense about all of this, you get rated in the Beluga, yet you can't use the Beluga until you use something smaller to unlock the Beluga yet again. You know, it's just stuff like that. You kind of think about it as time goes on, and it's like, there's more and more things that make no sense here. But hello, Matthew. Do you know what day the new beta will release? It should be today. Which I guess, I don't know what's going on. Honestly, the last couple weeks have been very confusing because Steam has received 2 builds that the Microsoft Store didn't get on PC. But I thought Oversized Cargo was supposed to come with this last beta build, but this Oversized Cargo's been here since Friday. I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm just lost on following it at this point. Okay, oh my goodness gracious, what kind of spawn was that? Goodness. But anyways, I'm gonna do the exam really quick here because, like I said, I reset the thing, so. But, yeah, I had to say it, because honestly, the whole oversized cargo naming makes no sense. Just bring it back to heavy, because then it's a nice generalized thing. It covers everything, as opposed to just being cargo, even though not everything's cargo, so whatever. Anyways, hopefully everybody's having a fantastic Monday. Let me get my screen set up here. Hopefully it doesn't blank out on you, and you'll actually see what's going on the whole time. Oh, shoot, I'm so sorry. Let me disconnect that, too. You've been hearing that the whole time. That's why I wanted audio. Oops.
Continue to MD 480 following heading 040. Proceed on course. Maintain present altitude. Beluga Bravo Echo Lima X-ray 1 heavy.
Don't want auto throttle, please. Thank you. And Almost Aaron, good morning to you. And yeah, exactly, Snow. That's why I rest my case. You know what I feel about it? I feel like the oversized cargo name for the certification is just dumb. They should just go back to what it was before, but whatever. I noticed missions offered for oversized pay less than the 8... Oh, don't say that, Aaron. I hope that's just some random little outliers, because that better not be the case. If you're spending all that money for a Beluga, I don't need to see any payments less than anything else in the whole sim, so...
Continue to catch me following heading tree 45. Resume own navigation. Keep speed not above 200 knots. Beluga Bravo, Echo Lima X-ray 1 heavy.
Can you show the A321 livery? I'm flying the Beluga right now. I'm trying to remember what the... I don't think the A321 has that many. It might be... Is that an Air New Zealand plane?
Proceed on course. Beluga Bravo, Echo Lima X-ray 1 heavy.
Because the A330 here doesn't have anything. It's just the factory in plain white. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'll eventually get to it. I mean, we might check it out here after we finish this up real quick. And hello, Captain. Hello, hello. Well, all I know is see. This is again. It all loops back to communication. Like I don't know why everything has to be this weird. Because when they originally said it, they didn't say anything about just Steam only. And honestly, I'm so lost. I'm just at this point. I'm just waiting for them to post that Sim Update 5 is out, and whatever else. Because at this point, I'm so confused as to what's going on. To be completely honest with you.
11 miles southeast, inbound ILS Zulu runway, tree 2 left approach.
Because the way it was worded last week on the Thursday blog is we'll have one more beta build that comes out today with Oversized Cargo and an AMD fix. Oversized Cargo released on Friday for some reason without a beta build. Like, I just... whatever. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see at this point. Because I legitimately am so lost as to what's happening at this point. I've done this certification 3 times now, and I still can't get lined up right. Because I think the airport's somewhere over here. These clouds aren't helping out. It's alright, we'll figure it out. We better, because I don't want to redo this again.
Beluga Bravo, Echo Lima X-ray 1 heavy, wind calm, clear to land runway tree 2 left.
That's not the airport.
Clear to land runway tree 2 left. Beluga Bravo, Echo Lima X-ray 1 heavy.
At least I hope that's not... Is that the airport? Oh, crap. You know what? It is. That's alright. The Beluga is known for its tight turn approaches, so we're gonna make it work. Because again, like I said, that... Okay. Okay, see, now I know this is not right. In free flight, the flap speed is at about 203 knots. Now in career, it's at 95? Why is that different? That is a bunch of garbage. Because we flew this yesterday, and I waited till we got to that point. It's a completely different flap speed for some reason in career. And I'm not going crazy. I'm going to show it to you in free flight. And I guarantee you it's going to be at 203 knots for that second notch of flaps. Not 195 that it shows in career mode. I'm going to show you that. Because no. I am not losing my mind, folks. I know for a fact it has a different speed in career mode now for that second configuration of flaps. Best paying mission I've seen was 67 million for the 747 and passenger transport. Boeing 737 MAX has our company name as the livery. Why can't the rest of the planes have it too? Because honestly, I don't know. The whole livery situation in career mode makes zero sense as well. Considering we're still waiting to be able to customize the livery in career makes no sense. Hello, Toby. Hello, hello. SU5 today? Probably not. I mean, I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate anymore. As I said, I'm just completely lost as to what's going on. So, for me, I'll just wait till it officially comes out and then I'll say it's out. Because I honestly have zero inclination as to what's actually going on. No clue. But this is the beta that we're on. Oh, there's the other. This is a. I don't know why I have such a pain looking at this runway, but there's our runway we want. Hello, Lucky David. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the 50 of you already stopping on by on this fantastic Monday. Hopefully, you're having a great start to your week. Full flaps. SU5 will hit when you hit 50K. Maybe. Which, speaking of which... Oh, shoot, hang on. We're at 49,998 subscribers. That is just insane. Be sure to click that subscribe button and Sim Update 5 will release. I'm just kidding. And no, I don't do that nonsense here. You'd think the whole be sure to like, comment, and subscribe thing would be gone at this point. I feel like most people understand the concept of YouTube and all that. But it's still obnoxiously still a thing you hear too much of. Oh, I love it. Love it.
Beluga Bravo, Echo Lima X-ray 1 Heavy. Turn next taxiway. Beluga Bravo, Echo Lima X-ray 1 Heavy. Contact ground on 123.005.
Going to 123.005. Beluga Bravo, Echo Lima X-ray.
Holy moly, 50,000. Welcome to Sim Update 5. But no, I mean, honestly, I say it all the time, but I'll say it again. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. I mean, it's just been such a blast with the flight sim stuff in the past year and a half, going into 2 years. And then, of course, all the new players from the PlayStation side of things. I mean, it's awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoy the content so much, and very much appreciate everybody always stopping by, watching the videos, commenting in the live stream chats, or flying alongside me in the sim as well. It's just such an awesome time, and very much appreciate everybody who watches the content. So very, very much appreciate it. And let's have another fun, who knows how many years of content. Hopefully plenty to go. And there we go. Request taxi to parking.
Ground. Beluga Bravo Echo Lima X-ray 1 Heavy. Request taxi to parking.
Beluga Bravo Echo Lima X-ray 1 Heavy.
Taxiing to gate 5 tree 7 by taxiway. Lima Alpha November Golf.
Man, can't believe it. Can you try to fly the Dreamliner once in freelance mode? I want to see you. I'm only the one having problems with it. The 787? We flew that yesterday. Terrible. The plane needs a lot of work. And yeah, Skipper, absolutely. And thanks, KO4. Is there a lot of missions after the exam? Absolutely. I mean, we'll dive into it here once I park up, and we'll look at all that type of stuff. And thanks, Cops. Appreciate it. I still grind the Vision Jet. What's next again? I mean, if you have the ability to get the PC-24, I love that plane for medium cargo. It's my favorite one. And Kyle with $15 super chat. Good morning, Cal. Always great to start the day with your videos. I very much appreciate it, Kyle. Holy crap. Thank you so much, and of course, for being a member as well. Glad you continue to enjoy the content enough to be doing all of that. So, very, very much appreciate it. I like your sim updates. I feel like you give more details. I appreciate that, Carlos. I mean, yeah, why is that in my taxiway now? Wait, what? Oh, the taxiway, that's why. It's like, why is there a barrier here? But yeah, anytime I do those beta build videos, I try to showcase visually what changed as well, if it's something that I can visually show. Honestly, I love making content over Flight Sim, no matter what it is. Marketplace updates, beta builds, new content in career mode, all that type of stuff. So it's just such a fun thing to create content over, and that's not gonna stop. An algorithm, yeah, I'll be diving into it as well. Good old GTA 6 later this year, hopefully. Is the update live? No. This is beta build stuff still. And Monorific, I'm here. Sorry I'm late. Outside doing yard work, and a perfect way to start Monday off. Oh, very nice. I love yard work, and that's not sarcasm. I actually very much enjoy doing stuff in the yard. Especially when the plants are starting to all get nice and bloomed and everything. It's fantastic. Good morning, Dan. Welcome to the stream. Is the update live? No, not yet. This is still beta build stuff we got going on here. And Captain, no, I have not tried the 747 in career. Well, actually, we did do 747 in career a long time ago when Heavy Cargo and Heavy was supposed to come out with Sim Update 3 back in the summer of last year. But I'm sure it's a lot better than it was at that point. No word, Adam. Honestly, I'm just confused at this point as to what's going on. To be completely honest with you, I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm just at the point where I'm just going to wait for them to post that Sim Update 5 is out, because I don't think we're going to get a definitive date. It'll just be something where it's a random hour of the day and it's out and all that. If it releases this week, who knows? Still makes 0 sense why the oversized cargo exam finishes off at a passenger jet gate. I don't understand that either. I said that in the video, but it still doesn't make any sense. At least now I know it isn't just a random chance of it. It's always ending up at a gate for some reason. I'd understand if it was just random missions happening, but the exam itself, we really couldn't have put the parking spot into a cargo-based area, you know? TC Flyer, I would assume it will. I hope it does end up on the PlayStation Marketplace as well. Obviously, it won't be initially. It'll be something that happens down the road. But yeah, I'll definitely be picking that up again because I do respect the designated flight plan. You know what? I added some flair to the designated flight plan. How about that? I'm a Beluga Pro, okay? Landing smoothness 100%. Ooh. Oh, and that flap's extended max speed is a bunch of garbage. That is not true. Because we're going to check that out right now. And I'll also show the A321 liveries that somebody was wanting to see. Because in career mode, it was 195 knots for overspeed. But in free flight, it's around 203 to 205 knots. I know I'm not making that up. So hang on, we're gonna do a couple tests here. Hopefully we don't have as many crashes like we did yesterday. I don't know what was going on, but that was weird. So A321 liveries, let me do that real quick, and then I'm gonna show you the Belugas. They're gonna have a different overspeed for flap configuration 2 in free flight than it just did in career mode. So I was right, Air New Zealand is one of the liveries for the A321, as well as EasyJet, Jet2, KLM, and Spirit. And then the make-believe flight sim liveries. But there we go, there's that. Let me just show you the Beluga really quick. I'll just spawn on in. Because all I want to showcase is, I guarantee you, the flap speed will be higher in free flight than career. I don't know why there's a difference. Because career mode is at 195 knots that you have to be below to avoid an overspeed on the flaps. But watch this.
Colorado Springs Tower.
By the way, Asobo, the control towers are still broke on. I don't believe I've seen that on PC and Xbox, only PlayStation, where that default control tower doesn't have the control tower. Been like that since before the sim released in the beta version that we played. Would love to see that finally fixed as well. But anyways, we're here for this. We'll get up to that speed and we'll check it out. Because there should be a 10 knot difference between career mode and free flight's overspeed with flap configuration 2 set up here. Okay, now it isn't. If you watched the stream yesterday, it was up here. I'm telling you. I'm not making it up. You can watch me flying the Beluga yesterday, and it was above 200, so whatever. Anyways, back to career mode. Joey, if you're in the beta build of the sim, yes, you can mess with heavy cargo already. Well, sorry, excuse me, oversized cargo. Which, you know, again, you somehow get the 787 and the 747 as heavy cargo, or oversized cargo for whatever reason. So, you saw what we just did. We completed the exam in the Beluga. Now you would think, okay, I can't wait to buy the Beluga now. You'll go over to cargo, you'll be excited, It's like, yeah, let's do it. It's in the picture up there. Let's buy a brand new one. You'll scroll over to the right of the screen, and what's this? I just completed the exam that made me ready to go for the Beluga, and I can't use it yet. That is because, in order to get the Beluga that you just completed the certification for, you need to do something else before you can fly the Beluga that you just got certified on, which is, you need to fly, like the A330, one mission and get an S rating in order to actually unlock Super Heavy, which... Oh, they actually changed that. Well, they didn't change that, but... So yeah, you need to do a heavy cargo mission to unlock the Beluga that you just got certified to fly. It makes no sense. I think this specialization should get trashed. And let's rename it back into heavy. So that's the way I look at it. Oh, you know what? That's funny. Is it there? I guess it's probably over to the left, but I never paid much attention to it. The Saab. Yeah, there it is. But we're not here for that. We are here to do the A330 for a heavy cargo mission. It's just, the whole renaming was the most useless, random thing that I could imagine. I still don't know why they bothered with it. It was only heavy certification for a year and a half. Alright, let's find something short. That's not short. I think we have an hour and a half level here. That's another great thing. There's 1 hour and a half. Perfect. It looks like that's what we're going to pick. It's great to see another mission set have a nice selection. Medium cargo is not that way. Medium cargo is always around 2 hours long. So it's nice to see that heavy cargo at least has a nice range of mission lengths. There's an hour and a half for 3.2 million. Wow, what was this one? Oh, 45. Oh, there we go. We're doing 45 minutes. Yes. So let's do another extra step in order to get the Beluga that I already just got certified on. Makes sense, doesn't it? I had to write on the forum about it too, because it just makes 0 sense to me. But again, I rest my case. I'm done. Everybody knows how I feel about it. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to be honest, Asobo, if you don't do anything with these limited time missions and actually make them worth the time, I would just trash them. Like, they're useless. It's like, oh, here's a 6-hour flight that'll pay 50,000 credits. What is that supposed to do for me? You know? It's like, it's pointless. Those would be such exciting missions if the payout was worth the time, and they never are. How many? Oh, good. Let me skip the cutscene, too. Because, look, if we look at them... Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, great. We're finally done. 4-hour flight for 80,000 credits. Why is this a thing? Nobody's going to be like, oh, yeah, 4 hours. I'm going to get less than 100,000 credits. I mean, come on now. How is this not... I've been complaining about this since day one. 4.5 hours. Hey, 92,000 credits. That's exciting. The most pointless feature in career mode are those limited time missions. But anyways, let's dive on into our lovely A330. Okay, that was... Oh, goodness gracious. Hang on, let me find the mission that we were going... Oh, now it's... Is this my A330? I like how my 45-minute mission is gone now. That's cool. Fine, I'll just do the hour one. Now let's get this rolling here. Oh, did somebody ask about the zoom in? Oh, I'll let you know. Hang on. I'll let you know all that. Well, actually, I can just do it here anyways. We don't have to wait for it. We'll let that do its thing. So if you go to controls, I know you were talking about the showcase camera when we zoomed into the... I don't know why it's showing an A310, but anyways, I'll just avoid that. But to zoom in on the external camera and the cockpit view, all you have to do is go to controls, type in zoom. And then from there I have unzoom cockpit view to triangle left on the D-pad, zoom cockpit view with triangle right on the D-pad, and then for external I have the same setup, so triangle left to unzoom, triangle right to zoom, and you can just go to unzoom and zoom external view and get those same settings. So that's custom keybinds for that. The way I zoom in on the drone camera, those are default controls, which I'll go into when we pop into the sim here. Didn't... Oh, goodness gracious. What? Wait, what is... Did I pick up... Great. I picked a passenger transport level. Great. And now all of a sudden this airport has way more missions. Okay, well there's my 45-minute... I don't know what's going on, folks, but okay, we're good now. So yeah, that's to zoom in the cockpit and external view. And then I'll tell you the buttons for the drone camera. Is this really a night flight? I mean, that's... We'll do it. I don't really care. It's whatever. At this point, I just want to fly and get a mission done. We're not going to be doing that nonsense there. I can guarantee that. We're going to go ahead and head straight to the airport, which will save us a bunch of time. And good evening, or good morning to you, Dan. I don't know why. I guess I saw the night time, so it's like, it's evening now. Alright, our first heavy cargo flight. I'm ready. Most of them are at night? Oh, great. I guess they don't fly in the daytime in real life. So yeah, and then regarding the drone camera zoom, these are just regular buttons. So you'll hold triangle and then right trigger to zoom in, and then hold triangle left trigger to zoom out. And then you can also do holding square L1 to decrease the exposure, square R1 to increase exposure, holding R1 and right stick, or L1 and right stick, you can tilt the camera left and right. And then of course left trigger and right trigger to lower and raise the camera. Hopefully that makes sense. Alright, we need to get some lights up in here, because this is why I don't really like flying at night, because then you guys hardly see anything. But that's worrying to hear that most of these missions are at night. I'm gonna have to write something about that, because that's ridiculous. I don't know what the difference between bright and storm is, but I'm not really seeing a difference on that.
Cleared to Rick via the EVA-1 departure, shipper transition, runway 17 right. Climb by a SID maintained 17,000. Departure frequency is 124.625. Squawk 7223. November 177.
I don't have any lights going on here, because that doesn't turn on for us, so we'll do it ourselves. Get our nav and logo light on, please. There we go, much better. You are welcome, Grant. Hopefully that helps out for you. But yeah, it's super helpful, especially in the cockpit when you're trying to look at stuff. Instead of always moving the camera around, just getting that all set up. Super, super helpful. And no, the update is not physically out. There's no specific day. I'm not going to speculate or anything like that. The target is this week, but that's all we know. What we're doing here is this is the beta. That's available on all platforms. It already includes the oversized cargo stuff to test out, and that's how we're playing it now. And hello, welcome back to another stream, Timmy. Welcome, welcome. Great name, by the way, because that is also my name. Alright, I think we're good on the pushback. There we go, good. Because sometimes they go a little crazy and you have to stop them yourself, so...
Louisville ground, November 1, 7...
And John, I'm doing great. Hopefully you are as well.
Taxi, IFR.
Cargo flights are at night IRL because of Sky Pirates. Oh, okay. Alright. Makes sense. Was doing a flight seeing mission and it said due to unexpected issues you are unable to continue the mission just as I got to the parking stand too. Oh no, Dan.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 17 right via taxiway Golf Echo Alpha 720.
But yeah, and then once we're done with this, I kind of want to look at that because so passenger transport doesn't have night mission. Okay, I need to look at all this. We'll need to dive into all of it. I want to see if there's live red dot missions for this. So we'll kind of experiment with that once we're done with this. Which again, I'm not going to do the full flight plan. I'm going to just cut it so we can get things done a little bit quicker. It's still going to be a short flight, which is great. I'm going to cut through here. Forget it. We don't got all day. We're here to do things and experiment and test things on out. Oh shoot, there's no taxiway, huh? If we get dinged for it, who cares? This is a beta profile, so it doesn't make a difference. Little off-roading of our brand new A330 won't hurt anybody. If this was our regular profile, sure, I wouldn't be doing that, but in the beta, I don't really care. All I do know is we are going to make sure I pick daytime stuff in the future, because again, night flights for content just sucks because it's so dark most of the time. Where did my dome light go, by the way? What is this nonsense?
Louisville Tower, November 1, 720 ready for departure. Runway 17 right, IFR to Rick. November 1, 7720, altimeter tree 000. Cleared for takeoff, runway 17 right.
Because I would typically have the dome light off, but just for content purposes, I'll leave it on so there's a little bit more for you to actually see on the stream. Let's get down to 240 knots for our auto throttle there. Arm the auto throttle. Oh, actually, we're good. I'm gonna just get going here. And then once we're up in the air, I'll catch back up with chat because I feel like I'm a bit behind. So don't worry, I'm not ignoring you. You know, well, maybe it was the A330 we flew that has a bit of a higher overspeed. We're going to find out here. Listen to those Rolls-Royce engines roar. Gyroscope on. Gears up, get those boxes out of my face. Nope, it's the A330. That's weird.
Contact Indianapolis Center on 124.625.
Good day. Oh shoot, yeah, sorry about that. I was just about to do it too. I was like, oh, we're probably going a little fast here, but that's alright. We did it before we got dinged for it. We'll just go into heading mode for now. Get out of gyroscope mode. Bring this back so we go into speed and everything will be good. Let's get this why did everything reset? What in the world? Was there a cutscene at some point that kind of knocked us out? And then, yeah, once we intercept the line, we'll go into nav mode from there. Cool. We're on heading, climbing at 3,000 feet per minute, and in auto throttle at 240 knots until 10,000 feet. All right, let me catch up with everybody here. This was not a live mission. That's why if it was a live mission, it would be daytime currently. But yes, there are other missions where you can change it, but not all of them you can. Larger aircraft must be nocturnal creatures in the game, I guess. Yeah, maybe. You never know. Or they are all vampires and they do not want to see the sun. A lot of conspiracies out there, folks. You just started a career. Nice, Dan. And Sash, hello, welcome. I did a flight from Cape Town to Mauritius, flying South African A330-200 on Xbox Series S, and it was great. Nice, John, very nice. I'm so happy that the airlines are actually enjoyable to fly on console now. It's so much better than it ever was. Do you think the TFDI MD-11 will release in the marketplace with career support for heavy lift? I'm not really sure what happened with that. I know it was supposed to, but I know it's still a bit of ways. Or not a ways. Hang on, I got distracted. Good day.
121.175 for 720. Indianapolis Center, November 17720 is at 10,200 climbing 17,000. November 17720, Indianapolis Center, altimeter 3001, radar contact continue.
Sorry, I got a little distracted, but eventually the MD-11 will arrive, yes, and then it'll support career mode. when it arrives in the marketplace. How do you walk around inside the cabin of the plane? So you hold L1, and then you use the left and right analog sticks like an FPS game. So left side to move around, right stick to look around. And then from there you can walk into the horror set back here. Oh, hang on, I'm stuck on a door here. Obviously we don't have much of a cabin here since we're a freighter, but that's how you walk around. Look out the windows. Enjoy the view. But yep, all while holding L1, the left bumper, if you're on Xbox. A little view from back here. I mean, the biggest thing, especially for auto throttle in the airliners, is you always want to make sure you're in this range here. You can see the ATHR goes from climb to 0. So if you're in this range, this is when the plane is going to maintain the speed for you. You'll see the throttle go back and forth depending on what it needs to be doing. Or if you're about to descend, it'll drop the speed, all that type of stuff. But if you're above climb and you're in this range, auto throttle won't be engaged. You'll just want to kind of be here. Oops, not the... Oh, goodness gracious. They still need to fix the cursor. Kind of slowly intercept it. And almost to 17,000 feet. Once we reach that, we will go into an altitude hold mode.
Climb and maintain flight level 240. Climb and
Or now we're going to... I don't know why we're climbing even more here. We're almost to our destination, but alright. So you can see that dot there. I just engaged nav mode, so when we do intercept that line, heading mode will disengage. The numbers will disappear. It'll be a couple dashes and then I think a couple dots, or maybe 3 dashes in the dot. And that's when you're on the nav mode. Because now you can see it's no longer a dash because we were just in heading. So as we get closer to it, the plane will bank to the right and then it'll follow that rest of the flight plan there.
Indianapolis Center, November 17720 is at flight level 180, climbing flight level 240.
Hey Patrick, welcome back to another stream. I was sad last stream that the 787 is not so good. Hopefully it gets better. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. But thanks to you, I discovered how fun the A330... Yeah, the A330 is the best Airbus in the sim, default-wise. Love flying this thing. But yeah, I'll have that kind of positioned here, so... Just pay attention to this heading and latitude going on. Once we intercept our line, that'll change. The plane will bank to the right. You'll see that over here. And then we'll be following that flight plan. Kind of have it positioned right there. Do I know when Sim Update 5 comes? No. I mean, it's targeted for this week, but we already know what happened last week where it was originally targeted for, so I'm not going to bother speculating. My opinion of it is it'll release when it releases. Because I don't want to get people's hopes up by saying a day and then nothing happens and stuff like that, so... What's wrong with the 787? It's terrible. Not a fun plane to fly in the slightest. I'm going to do a work attachment next week, and I'm going to work as an aircraft engineer. It's WBE, Work Base Experience. I'm still in college studying mechanical engine. Oh, that's awesome, John. Very cool. I'm sure that'll be a blast then. A little hands-on experience. Why can't I unlock Oversized Cargo? Because you're probably not in the beta then. This is only a beta thing at the moment until it fully releases. Really enjoy your videos. I've never played a flight sim, and your videos are tempting me to buy this game. I have a PSVR 2 and PS5. Very nice, Paul. Just hope the learning curve isn't too steep. I'm an old guy. It is, I mean, the way you need to go into a flight sim if you don't have any experience with any of it is just go in it and have fun. Explore the world, kind of just get used to everything. And then as you get used to just the flying component of it, you can dive into the autopilot system and the cockpits and everything like that. But if you just hop into a Cessna 172 or even a hot air balloon and just kind of explore the world, you're going to have a blast, and then you kind of work your way through the other aspects of the sim. Can you see the freight? I mean, yeah, it was that big bulge of... I mean, you might not see it too much on the stream just because it's so... Do I have cabin lights back here at all? Oh, shoot. It's here. Duh. Should be on dashboard. Or maybe this one doesn't have it because it's not... There it is. No, it doesn't. There's a weird invisible wall somewhere there. But yep, that's what we got going on back here. Max filling press. And by the way, if you ever want to do the cabin lights for passenger transport on the AnyBuilds Airbuses, it's the same concept. It'll just be called cabin lighting at that point. So... Not entirely sure why I didn't go into nav mode, but okay.
123.925.
Whatever then.
720.
I'll just do heading mode the whole time. I don't care. Whatever.
17720.
Not sure why it didn't want to go into it, because you can see it's toggled ready to go. We flew over it, and it said, forget you.
Radar contact. Continue to Chimer. 720. Descend and maintain 17,000. Descend and maintain 17,000. 720.
Manu, PlayStation 5 Marketplace will launch whenever Sim Update 5 launches. Bring that speed up to 320. Because I know there's been a lot of changes regarding... Oh, wait, now we're... Okay. Now we're going down to 17,000 feet. Okay. Let me bring that speed back down then.
720.
Indianapolis, I'm getting there. Calm down. I didn't realize... You made me just go up to 24,000 and immediately go back to 17. Ridiculous. Okay, we can... Why are we nose diving here? We don't have to do all this. Goodness. Bring the nose up some more. Let's not overspeed. Ah, we're gonna overspeed probably. Hang on, let me bring the speed back down here, and then we'll do it again. We're heading over to the right. Oh, get out of nav mode, because you're not going to do it anyways. Let's do 1,500 feet. A330 is so fun. I took it from Leipzig, Germany to Frankfurt, where I come from. I even landed it. It was so cool, kind of proud for my first airline flight as a newbie. Nice, Patrick. That's the one, I mean... My favorite part of Flight Sim is no matter how many landings you do, whenever you get a great one, it never gets old. Especially when you fly the airliners or just big planes in general. But even from the smaller ones and you're getting those nice buttery landings. It's just such a cool experience every single time that happens. Just like the Beluga one we did earlier. It's such a cool feeling. Like top 3 or 5, I'm curious because of the A3... Well, for me personally, the airlines don't make... I mean, I'm not too interested in airliners. Unless they're older ones. Just to, you know, because I like the designs of the old ones. But career mode helps me be interested in the airliners. So the A330 is a great one. The PC-24. Love the Albatross. Probably one of my top planes in the sim. So the Albatross, the A330, the Beluga, of course. Same platform, of course. It's an A330 with a big, giant cargo compartment. So Beluga, A330, Albatross, PC-24, and let's see, what's my 5th one here? I'm gonna have to go with the AN2 Antonov, the one that is going to be getting upgraded into 24 and career support. Same with the ATR. I haven't flown the ATR too much, but when it's popping into career mode, I'm gonna be flying that thing a crap ton. So that's probably my top 5 from the default aircraft. And nice, Mason. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Do I use SimRate offline? Nope. I don't use the skip feature, and I also don't use SimRate. Hey, CJs. How are the cows doing? The cows are doing great. That's actually what we're hauling over right now. Oh.
Descend via JKTZ2 Remember to switch the altimeter to 1H. Expect ILS runway 5. Right approach via Cobb's transition. 720.
I'm actually gonna... I'll move it back to this. Because that was my co-pilot talking about the altimeter. Oh, my screen went blank. Hang on. Do I prefer PC or console? Console. I'm not a big PC player for any game. I'm not really too worried about it. It's a short flight anyways. We're almost there. It's easy enough to just keep the heading going. Which, speaking of which, how are we looking for this airport? At least with heavy cargo, I don't have to worry about the PC-24 thing, where it gives you an airport that's 20 feet long. Kilo Lima Charlie Kilo. Let me click on the airport, please. I don't want a waypoint. Oh my goodness. Rickenbacker International Airport. A whopping 735 feet elevation. Alright. Weather's looking good. Just a slight breeze. Sweet. It's not the Antonov 225, it's the AN2. Different Antonov. But I would imagine that the ATR and the AN2 will be separately purchasable in the marketplace, yes. And medicine, yep, beta. Beta build going on here. And yes, Mr. No Question.
Indianapolis Center. November 17720 is passing 14,200, descending 10,000.
Thank you for your top 5. I meant also just any plane or anything in game. Never thought I'd like propeller planes, but I love them in game. Nice, Patrick.
Altimeter tree 006. Radar contact. Continue to fizzle.
I mean, I'm going to be in the air, especially the A330 a ton. I mean, I was getting into it a lot more in free flight anyways, just because of how good this aircraft is. But now with career mode, I'm going to be in the 747, the A330, and the Beluga. An absolute ton. I tried the certification with the Beluga yesterday. Oh, you'll get there, medicine. You'll get there. Hey guys, I have King Air, Fellas, Mad Knight, FF 777, 767, and 757 E-Jets to trade if want DM me. I don't even know what that means, but okay. I don't know why I read it. ZX6, prefer general aviation over airlines any day. I agree. Instantly had an overspeed violation, but the rest of it went well after doing a massive U-turn to line up for the landing and managed an S rank. Very nice, Ice-T. I did my night certification today, and oh boy, does everything look amazing with all the lights when you approach a bigger airport. Might do some more night flights. Nice, Patrick. That's awesome. I'm glad you're having a blast with the sim. Love hearing that. Oh, you're not rambling at all, Patrick. I love hearing people having a great time with the sim. I don't know, Punish. I don't know what I just read. That's why I regret. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna, because that sounds like some not. I don't know. I'm just gonna remove it. I don't even know what. Airbus airplanes are complicated. I think Boeing airplanes are way easier to handle. Airbus just randomly snaps on you mid-flight. I mean, yeah, it's just something to get used to. I mean, if you just fly the 737, which is what I started with, mainly because that was the only airliner in career for the longest time. But it can feel a little bit different, just because it's a different layout and all that. But once you get the hang of it, it's quite nice. Please tell me that's not our airport. No, we're on. Okay, perfect. I was just worried. I was like, oh, I don't want to be so far away. Oversized is available in career in the beta. When Sim Update 5 publicly releases, it'll be there as well. I hope the marketplace is going to have planes that support career mode. Yeah, that would be nice. We'll see. I'm still hoping Azure Poly C160 is one of the first 20, because that would be excellent. I never tried career mode in 24. Oh. Right. That's why you did the call out. Let's get below 250 before we descend any further. As a matter of fact, let's get down to 200 here. Paul, I've done a couple streams about 3 hours long, diving into PSVR 2. Absolutely enjoying my time with it. It's amazing that it works. You know, we flew a 747, we flew fighter jets, general aviation, all that good stuff, and having a blast with it. Just would like to see the VR controls get a little bit less clunky. Thanks, man. It's great to talk with someone who also loves the game. Feels great being here. Watch a ton of your videos to get better. That's awesome. But yep, I have things I want to get fixed in the sim, but other than that, I mean, it's just nothing else out there like Flight Sim.
720 contact, Columbus approach on 119.15. Good day.
General aviation flying Alps, Switzerland, Italy, Austria is really cool. It is. It definitely is. Any tips for starting into career mode? Get into career mode when you're comfortable with the 172 in free flight. Because if you dive straight into career mode and you're not familiar with anything, it'll lead you down a frustrating path, because obviously if you crash the plane, you're having to pay for it in career and all that type of stuff. So that's my biggest tip. Just get used to the sim, especially the 172, and once you feel comfortable with that, then go into career mode and kind of just go from that. Obviously the beginning is training, so you don't have to worry about, you know, paying for anything just yet. But still, it makes it a whole lot easier when you're more familiar with that. And then after that, just have fun with it. And we're flying to Pat. And you can see in the new EFB update, we have dash lines for discontinuities. Goodness, I was trying to say it fast, but that's what those dash lines mean. I'm going to take control over the aircraft here, and that's that. Make sure you hit the red button acknowledging the disconnect, or else you will hear that noise the entire time. I don't think that's our airport I see there. No, that's something else. Perfect. Bring that power on down. We're going to start descending more and more. How to view passengers on PS5. I don't know if I can physically show it here, but you'll go to the EFB, aircraft, flight performances, and mass and balance. And then in the seats category, there will be a little slider here. And then you'll hit add. Another pop-up will say immediately, and then you'll have passengers back there. How do you respond to an individual message from ATC? You can pop up here and have the messenger, or, you know, the ATC window open from there. Or I think if you hold left D-pad for a few seconds, it should just pop it up as well. And then from there you can select certain things. Depending on what you're doing, if you're wanting taxi clearance, landing clearance, all that type of stuff, you can do it from here. Oh crap, I think that's our airport. And I wasn't descending anymore. What runway am I going for here anyways? 5 right. Perfect. Oh man, every time I look away, like I feel like I'm descending and then I look and we're climbing still. Goodness. Ah, see? See? That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Oh, now it went down further. Okay, maybe that's why I thought it was higher. Because I had the bar just below where we needed it to be. Oh, here we go climbing again. The starting base makes zero difference. It's a non-factor. So don't put too much effort into it, because you just end up going all over the place anyways. I'm just gonna do a little circle here. How in the upcoming marketplace could you decide which plane is worth the buy? Because some developers seem to be less good than others, apparently. Well, I'm going to make a video over the 20 items that pop up, and I'll kind of dive into it. Because again, we don't know what specifically is releasing just yet. But, I'm really interested to see what the quality of things actually make it through. Because it seems like it's going to be a few more extra steps in order for developers to actually get stuff on the PlayStation Marketplace due to Sony's rules and stuff like that. So we'll see. Speaking of adding passengers, if you fly the blimp and while still on the ground, load all passengers to 100%, it instantly teleports you to 100,000 miles above Earth in satellite orbit. Oh. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. That's good to know about the PSVR version. I may pull the trigger and buy this game. Nice, Paul. Well, hope, if you do, I hope you have an absolute blast with it, which I'm sure you will. Have you always had to press right on the D-pad before you start your flight? In career mode, when you're trying to like get people boarded and stuff like that, then yes. I'm not sure what we mean by that. And hello, Paul. I'm a bit late today. Oh, it's all good. Happy to have you here. Hopefully you're having a fantastic Monday. How did you come up with the name of Cowtown? Oh, check out the moon over there. That's pretty cool. Alright, we're far enough away now. That's perfect. Long story short, I had the name Fairlife Milk, which is a Coca-Cola product. And, you know, they were cool about it and everything like that. They even sent me some of the product and all that, which was really, really pretty awesome. But in order to avoid any legal issues, especially if the channel grew or whatever, I just wanted to kind of avoid that potential or possibility. And then just kind of kept the cow theme going on and just went Cowtown. So that's basically it. I know, a very exciting story there. The Asobo 737 PFD fixed in this beta, it kept going black, and then the Garmin avionics losing IRS. I mean, I know some of the screens still go blank, unfortunately, like with the PC-12 and stuff. And Mohammed, yeah, I'll be surprised if there's any livery packs I mean, there might be a mix, but I would imagine most of the focus is going to be on new aircraft as opposed to other stuff on the first one. But that's just me guessing. We'll see when Sim Update 5 releases. Yeah, not sure what the pricing's gonna be like. I know, crap. I didn't mean to go over speed. It didn't ding us though, which is good. Get our landing lights on. Oh, they are on already? I never turned them off. Good. Full flaps. Engines are idle. Lined up for 5 right. We haven't entered the glide slope yet. We're still all white lights down there. Gears are all down in green. Set our auto brake to medium. Oh, that's right. I did bring it up there too. Nice. Oh, I mean, if you look back, the older channel was a lot of farm sim going on. It was Farm Sim 20, I think, was the main one. But yeah, that Farm Sim got really stale too. They weren't really doing too much every iteration. Like, they added a couple things and then that was it. So it kind of fell off from the Farm Sim stuff. Nope, 747 and 737 are fine. 787 is the one we were talking about. The 787. You're talking about the HUD? You go into settings and then flight interface, if I'm not mistaken, and then scroll down to cockpit and external HUD, and that's where you can modify things and change it. If you want to do auto land, you can do all that stuff, absolutely. I just don't do it because I find that boring personally. I am hand flying the aircraft on every landing in any aircraft.
To land runway 5 right, 720.
And Cyril, I'm glad you enjoy the content. As for Sim Update 5, I mean, again, we've reached the second target week now, but I have no concrete day or anything like that. Driving back from Key West, I saw a CJ4 and PC-12 sitting, and some others too. It was awesome, gorgeous plane. Oh, nice, Four Corners. Welcome to the stream. Oh, very cool. I'm sure that was a fantastic trip then. Unbelievable, Carlos. We'll drift it over to the right just a little bit. Nice. Our first heavy cargo flight. On the ground. Love it. Keep it zoomed in so you can kind of see something from the stream. Alright, let's get the dome light up to full bright.
Turn next taxiway. .0.05720.
So, when you go into reverse, you can toggle it.
Taxi to parking.
Like right, hang on, I'm on the wrong
Taxi to
thing.
gate 10 tree via taxiway, cross runway.
So we're in reverse now, and then you just hold circle to keep that power going to 100%.
Taxiing to gate 10 tree using taxiway cross runway 2 tree right alpha 720.
I meant in free flight, the beta, before you take off on the runway, there is a cutscene and you have to always press right on the D-pad and click X to start. Oh, the ready to fly button, yeah. Yep. And Cyber, hey Cowtowns, blessings, love your vids. I did a long haul from Tokyo to LAX, very smooth, no issues. They're slowly getting it right on PS5. I mean, I never really had any issues on PS5, to be honest. It was always great. But glad you're having a better experience on your end. I mean, I guess the base PS5. I keep forgetting that. But either way, glad you're having a better experience. It's great to hear. Really bold approach speed of 160 knots. I mean, it's a long runway, so I wasn't really too worried about it. I was only, what, 15 knots above typical landing speed? taxi lights on. Run over this car. Can't really tell. It doesn't look like we're going to a terminal or a passenger gate, which is great. Oh, no, we are. Why does it keep... See, this is why we should be able to test this stuff out earlier. Why are the cargo planes continually going to a jetway? It makes no sense. I mean, there might not be a jetway. I still can't really... I just see the plane that's parked there, so I'm just assuming it's there. And Reed's Planes! Hello, hello! Welcome to the stream. No, it's another jetway. That's just weird. But alright. I guess we have passengers back here. In the cargo containers. Oh yeah, hook it on up.
That was a close landing, but the mission's complete. In the end, that's all that matters.
Lincoln Park? But, what do you mean close land? What are you talking about? Co-pilot, don't make me fire you already. First flight, and I'm just gonna fire you. Close landing. It's so nice seeing some new pictures finally in career. I mean, it took so long to get, yeah, close landing. Get out of here. Killed it. Human smuggling has now been unlocked. Apparently that's what's going on. No wonder we keep parking at the jetway. But look at that. I mean, oh, I mean, obviously the prices should be that way, considering how expensive these planes are. Nice. Yeah, see, that Asobo, the reputation system is hilarious to me. You saw the score we just got, and it still goes down. The reputation, like, that's why I don't pay attention to the reputation system. But whatever, I've talked about that in the past, so glad to see that hasn't changed a single bit. Congratulations, you had a perfect flight. Let's drop your reputation. Okay. Whatever. But cool. So now that we've done the Beluga certification, that doesn't let us fly the Beluga, where we had to do a heavy cargo flight to unlock the Beluga, we now have the Beluga. As well as the 747 and the 787. So let me check out some of the Beluga payouts here. $6.4 for a 1 hour 30 minutes. 15 million for 4 hours. 11 for 3. 10 for 2.5. 11 for 3. 13 for 4.5. Florida Space Center needs special cargo. Look at that. So, do we get an animation for it? Let's find out. Not available as a start location. Okay. So what is... So why is it a... What? I'm so confused by why that's the case, but okay. So why is there a mission there then? Patrick Air Force Base, Space Center Supply. I just want to see if there's an animation. I'm not going to specific... Oh, is it a long flight? I guess we'll find out. I gotta look at this look at... I don't know why the gears are broke on the bag. There's no nose gear either, I don't think. Gotta fix that. Space Center Supply. Well, there's 17 million for 4 hours, not too bad. And then a 5.5 hour, only 12 for some reason. Gotta be honest, was expecting a little bit more... from the Beluga. If I'm being honest. But I just want to see if... Okay. That's another thing we need to figure out too. Why is everything at night? $11 o'clock at night. Another thing I immediately dislike is the absolute jumbled titling of all these missions. This is a standard cargo on the left side, but over here it's heavy cargo. I mean, just say heavy cargo over here. Like, I don't know. My goodness. Speaking of which, do we have any real-time flights for this? We do have a couple, but barely any. Most of them are all just default. And are they all night? Night. 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 Yep, they're all night. That's great. Why? That's really weird. Well, anyways, I just want to see if there's a cutscene. Something tells me there won't be. It'll probably just spawn in and that's it. Even though the Beluga has a really cool animation for everything. I'm trying to... Oh my goodness. Just trying to click on this, please. So, let me guess. The Beluga mission just has now disappeared. Is that what you're telling me? Excellent. What's Holloman got? There we go. I was like, I wasn't able to scroll down. Fine, I'm just gonna do it this way since you all of a sudden wanted to have my mission disappear. Oh, I think that's why it disappeared, because I was still highlighted on that. Potentially. Oh, here's real time. There we go. Special delivery to the Mojave Space Center. Yes, and it's real time. Finally. Goodness. All these stupid night flights. Mojave Air and Spaceport's scientific teams are eagerly awaiting satellite components vital for their project on global communication networks. The equipment demands utmost care during transport. Let's see if they actually give us an animation or not, because I'm going to guess it doesn't. How am I finding the PS5? Oh, I love it. I'm on the Pro. Getting closer to 700 hours now on the PlayStation side of things. And love it. That only works for the red dot missions if you're wanting to change time. If it's just a default mission with no red dot, that doesn't change. But it's all good. It's something that just needs to get resolved anyways. Maybe, if we get to see it. I have a feeling we're going to have to restart, folks. We'll see. We'll give it a little bit more, but... had to post my 50,000 thanks on X. I put it on the Discord too, which, by the way, if you do end up wanting to join the Discord, I guess is a good time to do it, because if it's not loaded in by the time we come back, then we'll restart. Invite a server, copy. If you want to join, great. If not, that's fine too. My Discord. Smiley face. If you're in the beta, you need to make sure you have multiplayer on, because if you go back into the beta, or just initialize, or goodness, okay, let me restart. If you're in the beta, everything that you have from your public version of the sim will not carry over. So all those settings are reset, keybinds are gone, stuff like that. And I'm going to have to restart because something is not loading properly. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, we need to restart. What's cooking, Cowtown? Not too much, Mark. Just did our first heavy cargo flight in the A330. It was excellent. I do not fly in real life, no. And I do play on controller, correct. Yes. Using the lovely gyroscope built into the DualSense controller. But then again, I fly on Xbox and PC with a controller now, too. My 747 keeps bouncing every time I put it into autopilot. We'll have to take a look at that. I'll try this one more time. If it hangs again, then I'll just leave it alone. But yeah, Patrick, we got to 50,000 today. A number I would have never assumed this channel would ever get to. So it's awesome. So very much appreciate all the continued support, folks. Cool. You on PS5? When do PS5 get the full marketplace? When Sim Update 5 releases? Uh-oh. I'm always worried when I see the 20 of 20 authentication in progress, because sometimes that just indefinitely loads then. Everything's falling apart, folks. I just wanted to see the Beluga and space cargo. That's all. I'll give this 20 more seconds. If it doesn't move from this, then it's going to just hang there forever. And Winston, very much appreciate it. Glad the videos are helpful as well. That is awesome to hear. And Snow, free fair life for everyone today. Oh yeah. Be sure to use my discount code. Ugh. But yeah, I'm gonna restart. This isn't loading right. Come on now. I just wanted to see a Beluga with some space cargo in it, even though I don't know if it even puts anything. I would hope it does. That'd be kind of disappointing if it's just sitting there empty back there. Which is the main reason I want to see this. We hope the final update this week. We can't be patient anymore. It takes long time. I mean, if you were here during the first sim update, that sim update beta for the first one, I believe lasted 5 months? Maybe 6? So this is one of the shortest beta lengths that we've had. When is update out? When it is ready to go. Because at the moment, I'm not going to speculate on anything. I will just go off of whatever the developers say. We're in the second week of the target window. So we'll see what's going on. And Wonderland! I'm just getting around to the stream, but I see they changed it again from the beta. When I checked, they had you doing a passenger mission to a heavy. I don't know what that means. Who? What do we mean by this? Been enjoying your content as a beginner. It has helped me a lot. Nice, Jack. Or Jackal, I should say. Sorry, I'm like leaned way back from the chat. There we go. Now we're through that weird 20 of 20. Really awesome to hear that, though. I mean, it was a blast making some like tutorial-based things when the PlayStation side released, and I'm glad it's all helpful. Same with the streams and everything. Just awesome. When does SU5 update coming out? It will come out when it comes out. I feel like, did I just... That is a different comment, because I was like, I thought I just said this. It's Groundhog Day, folks. But yeah, it'll release when it does, because it's just... No idea. And if people say otherwise, then they're just making things up. Because nothing official has been stated. Most of the time a sim update... Well, I'm surprised Asobo even did the target weeks anymore. They kind of went away from it when... I think it was around sim update 3, because they kept missing the release date, and then people were getting mad and everything else. So they had a point where they were just like, you know what, forget it. We're just going to keep quiet and it'll release when we're ready to release it. So that's why I was surprised that they did the target week for last week and then now this week. Because yeah, at this point, it'll just release when they're ready to release it. New beta patch just released. Yeah, that should be the Monday one. I mean, the thing I was... Because I don't think it'll show up on the PlayStation side unless it's something different, but... Let me actually... Here, let me double check. Hold up. Let me check the PC version here. How big of an update is it? It's under a gig, because it should just be... Well, it was originally going to be Oversized Cargo, but we already have that. So the main thing here is the AMD multi-screen fix, or whatever's going on. I don't have multi-screen, so I wouldn't know. I work on one screen, so... I don't know if they posted the changelog just yet. Oh, shoot, sorry. Let's try this again. Oh, yep, there is the new. So, pre-release test build 1.7.24.0 is currently being rolled out to all platforms for those enrolled in the SU5 beta for PC MS Store, PC Steam, Xbox Series S and X, and PlayStation 5 and PS5 Pro. Which that one was the heavy and oversized certification. We already had that since last Friday. Fixed frame generation not functioning beyond main screen when using FSR3. And career fixed taxi to parking back on track teleport hold short line. So it's really nothing exciting. Especially since we've already had the extra certifications since Friday. But alright, let's try this again. Same mission. I want to see if it replicates the same load issue. Because if it does, then we discovered a bug here. Can you show the marketplace? There's nothing to show. The marketplace is not going to be open until SU5 publicly releases. The only thing there is just what's already been there since the PlayStation version released. Very good evening, Cowtown from Pigtown. Well, welcome back, Jeff. Happy to have you here. I just unsubbed because of controller use and third-person view. The music is too loud. You know what? I'm going to turn the music up even louder. But alright, it loaded in this time. Great. Or did we get to that point? I don't even think we got to that part. I don't know. We'll find out. Well, this update was already planned since last Thursday. This isn't a surprise, because people were trying to tell... There was one person that was trying to tell me that Monday is going to be the Sim Update 5 release. I'm like, no. Airport issue detected. You've been teleported to takeoff. Aircraft entered runway without announcement. Why is the windshield wiper on? Why am I in the middle of the runway? What is this? So why is there a mission here then if it isn't suitable? So great, that still doesn't answer my question if there's any cutscene. Okay. Is this the PC-24 equivalent for the Beluga here? Oops, not free flight. I mean, come on now. I mean, really? You can't have the mission set specifically for the Beluga? Ridiculous. Yeah. And this is why, Asobo, if we do this in the future, can we have these missions way earlier? That way we can... Because obviously that's not going to get fixed. It's just going to be things that we run into, and that's that. Oh, look, it's Area 51. I'm sure we should be able to fit the Beluga in over here. Just unbelievable. Like, what in the world? How dare you say the Beluga's too fat? The Beluga can land at an RC airport and be perfectly fine. I wanted so desperately to buy the HOTAS 4, sold out around my country, but now I'm okay with the controller even. Would love a new stick. For helicopter, though, that might be cool for control. Nice, Patrick. Hopefully you can get that going at some point. Well, the way I look at it is if the sim can't properly place a plane, it shouldn't have a mission there. I shouldn't have to go headhunting for specific things in order for it to do something. Like, that's weird to me. Really? You're telling me you can't find a spot for the Beluga to sit at Area 51? I'm already not liking these missions just for the fact that everything has to spawn at a runway because it can't fit. Not a fan of that at all. That's just dumb, in all honesty. Not impressed. It might just be the space missions, but still, it's just, wow. Again, I get that you want international air. I'm trying to do a space-focused mission here. I don't want just a regular cargo mission, which is why I'm not doing that at this current time. My goodness. And again, this shouldn't be happening anyways, no matter what mission you're picking. It's like, my goodness. It's a long flight, though, so I mean, I definitely would expect that 30 million. gonna have to write that down, because if it happens here too, then it's something with the space missions. Oversized cargo bugs. Beluga unable to spawn at parking with any space-related mission. Beluga missions have the possibility of hanging on load. Yeah, so far not oh, okay, figured it out at least. Good, I was worried. That's crazy to me that they don't even use the cool thing that any builds animated for this. It doesn't even show up in the cutscene.
Hi, Captain.
So what's back here?
I'm your co-pilot.
Just generic building or cargo.
Nice to meet you.
Was kind of hoping they would make something space related for it, but whatever. And the fascination of always, like, add that to my list. Why is cargo aircraft being parked at passenger gate terminals? Question mark? Honestly, after waiting this long for it, I was expecting a lot more of a clean experience with that. The fact that it's so whatever this is highly disappointing to me. I mean, no nose gear, the gears are floating in the hangar. We have so many different airports not able to suitably park or spawn in. I'm assuming it's doing that because it's trying to find a jetway. And if an airport doesn't have a jetway, it doesn't spawn it. And it does the runway thing. I think that's what's going on. It's a cargo plane, not a passenger plane. Like, let's go away from this jetway stuff. So, anyways, I'm gonna just go over to the 747, because that was not what I was anticipating from this. I mean, waiting a year and a half for this to come out, and that's kind of the experience. Not impressive. Not impressed in the slightest. I'm not understanding this whole thing either with not available as a start location. Then why are there missions there? That's just weird. I mean, what was going on for a year and a half then? Like, I'm honestly very surprised. That was not what I was anticipating in the slightest, but whatever. Nothing I can really do. That's what happens when you let these things that people have been looking forward to wait till the last second to be tested. Like, I still don't understand why we weren't able to be testing this out a long, long time ago, but okay. Whatever then. See what prices we got going on here. 42.8 million. That's 13 hours of flying though. Holy crap. I can't lie. I'm just thinking about that now. It's just wow. Let's do another short 45-minute flight with the 747. See how it does in career mode. Because if you haven't seen, there's this whole thing in free flight where there's the whole cargo vehicle, and it actually animates loading in like an Airbus fuselage, an A350 wings, stuff like that. So that's what I was excited about. I'm like, ooh, you know, they're going to be doing these cool space missions, and maybe we can load in a satellite or, I don't know, something like that. Some cool components or a rocket booster or something. And you pick a space mission, and it's just a bunch of boxes that you just get in free flight. Like, oh, okay. That's exciting. Whatever. I'm sad now. I'm not doing the 787 anymore. Done with it. Wasted enough time on that in yesterday's stream. The plane needs a lot of work. It's the worst aircraft in the entire sim at this point now that the helicopters have gotten fixed, like the sky crane and everything. But yeah, I'm not going to spend any time with the 787 anymore until they get some improvements going on that. But yeah, I mean, the beta crashes a lot more. That typically how it always is. The only worry is that I'm hoping that doesn't carry over to the full one. Because the SU4 on PlayStation, I haven't crashed in weeks, no matter what I'm flying from airliners and loading into different things. Yesterday was terrible, though. I don't know if it was just the way I was going through things or specific motions, but we crashed a lot yesterday. So today's been a lot better, at least. Is PSVR good? I very much enjoy my time with it. I just feel like the VR controls themselves are very clunky and need some work. But yeah, the liveries are all broke and everything. The flight model's weird. You hit a button and it climbs the plane. There's a lot of weird oddities that I don't experience with anything else in the default lineup of the sim. So yeah, needless to say, it needs some work. So if you're planning on getting the Premium Deluxe Edition just for the 787, I would hold off on that.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, it's Washington today. Love that city.
There we go. It's catching up now that it's loading everything on in. 747 still doesn't have a walkable interior, which is dumb.
It's Sean from your flight staff. We're ready to begin boarding. Waiting for your signal.
I see why, though. It's a very low-res interior going on back here.
Ground, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747. Could you please get the passengers on board?
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747. The jetway is going to be connected.
Ground, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747. Could you please send the baggage?
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747. Baggage is on the way.
Ground, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747. Could you please send a catering truck?
Get everybody loaded on up here.
Sierra 747. The catering truck is on the road.
Oh, yeah, I definitely notice, that's the one thing I'm worried about, because you get different performance in career than you do in free flight.
We've completed boarding, Captain.
Ground, Boeing
This didn't actually connect up to anything, but we're already 100% loaded.
IFR clearance to Dulles.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is cleared to Dulles Airport via the Juliet Foxtrot Kilo 5 departure, runway 22 right. Climb via SID maintain flight level 190. Departure frequency is 1 tree 5.9er. Squawk 12 tree 4.
MetaQuest 3 is better for flight sim than PSVR. Well, that's great. I'm happy for you using the MetaQuest on PC. That's, I mean, I don't know what people want anybody to say about it. It's just like, great, if you have a multi-$1,000 PC, then sure, you're going to get a higher quality thing out of it than a console. I don't know what else. I mean, whatever. I love those comments because it's just like, okay, great. I'm happy for you, glad you like it, and I've done it myself personally, but I enjoy the PlayStation side of things because it's plug in one cable, don't have to do all these other things and buy all the, or not buy, but get all these other softwares and have that going on, and, but whatever, anyways. I just, oh, yeah.
Ground, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747, requesting pushback.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747, pushback request accepted.
Yeah, I would definitely avoid spending credits on the 787 in career. I mean, you can attempt it. I would just recommend, if you do have it, dive into it a little bit into free flight and see. But you'll see what's going on with that. Is SU5 the most anticipated update so far? I mean, for me it is. I'm still highly disappointed by what we just saw with the Beluga and Oversized Cargo. I mean, just, I'm not sure what was going on for the entire development cycle for that. I'm hoping it was just some one-off experiences there and we'll get some better stuff going. But the initial impression isn't great on that. At least the A330 continues to not disappoint me. The sim is not liking the 747 and JFK in career at all.
Pushback complete, Captain.
Going great, Mark. Just a few disappointments here and there, but the A330 that we flew to do our first heavy cargo mission went great.
Ground, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 with Sierra ready to taxi, IFR.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747, taxi to and hold short of runway 22 right via taxiway Victor Alpha Delta Bravo cross runway tree 1 right Delta Bravo Foxtrot Bravo Echo. Contact tower on 12 tree decimal 9er when ready.
Taxiing, hold short runway 22 right using taxiway Victor Alpha Delta Bravo cross runway tree 1 right Delta Bravo Foxtrot Bravo Echo.
747's gears don't animate correctly from a distance. They're supposed to be the same way, the back wheels there. You can see how they're going opposite directions. They only reset once you get to a certain range. Oh, actually, no, this didn't do it at all, because I don't... Interesting. Oh, That's a new one. Didn't see that before. Normally they reset once the camera gets close enough, but... Because they're supposed to be the same way, obviously. They wouldn't be going opposite. Oh, there we go. Now it's... It's still not turned the right way. I don't know what's... You know what? That's opposite, right? I'm not losing my mind, because if we're turning right, wouldn't it be facing that way to do the turn easier? I'm pretty sure that's backwards. Could be wrong on that, but I don't... Because wouldn't that be just fighting it on the turn then, instead of it being with the nose wheel? I don't think this is ever going to catch up to a steady frame rate. I am becoming more and more sad. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Count the number of rows to this exit. Should the cabin experience a sudden loss of pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your
We should
mouth.
reduce our taxi speed down to adapted
Hold the
standards.
strap to tighten it. If you're traveling with children, make sure to secure your own mask before helping your children. In the unlikely event of an emergency, leave your carry-on items behind. Life rafts are located below your seats. Emergency lighting will lead you to your closest exit and slide. Now, make sure that all hand luggage is stowed away safely. While we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety data card in your seat pocket.
I just want to see something. I want to go into free flight with the 747 and see, because it shouldn't be the same. I'll go to the same gate that we were just at, and I just want to see what's going on. So yeah, other than the occasional freeze right there when it's loading on in. Still seeing it a bit there. I'm hoping working title will get dropped from the plane side of things, because another developer needs to work on this stuff. But overall, it's still way smoother than it was in career mode. This is still happening, though. load time to get the cockpit back. And then once it moves, it starts just freaking out again. See, now you can see the wheels are inverted again. Wow. Man, these last 20 minutes have been something. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say. I don't. I'm just gonna fly around in a plane that I do like. I'm not happy. Not happy in the slightest. Wow. Well, alright. Definitely not what I was expecting. It's like, okay, you know what? They're taking their time to make everything, you know, work as great as it can be, and then, you know, a year and a half waiting for Heavy. I mean, Heavy was fine with the A330, but the Super Heavy side of things is complete opposite of what I was expecting from that whole thing. Absolutely, completely opposite of what I was expecting from that, and oh right, this thing, hang on. I always forget about that. Just spawn on the runway here.
Colorado Springs Tower, Inn of Hotel Alpha Papa Oscar Delta ready at runway 17 left, departing straight out.
This is going to be one of the planes that gets upgraded with Sim Update 5. It'll support career mode for firefighting, agricultural spraying, passenger and cargo. It's part of the Aviator Edition. I would imagine that stuff like this is going to be... crap, what was I going to say now? I'm so... Honestly, I just... I'm just thinking about all that. But, oh, that's what I was going to say. I would assume things like this and the ATR, when they get the 24 upgrade and everything, should be able to be purchased individually. We'll see. But, yeah, this is the AN2 that I was talking about earlier. It's a really fun plane to fly. Very much enjoy it. And can't wait to use it in that career setting and everything. But sorry, let me catch up with chat. I don't mean to be... I mean, once I'm just... I mean, it's just... You get it, but I'll catch up here. I mean, Snow, you're right. it did take them until SU-5 to finally turn off the dome light in the 737, which I don't know why that took forever, but... I mean, American Truck Sim probably won't come out till 2027 anyways. You can install on the PS5, but that shouldn't make a difference anyways. I'm curious how you're going to land that one. Oh, you mean the tail draggers? It's something to get used to. If you first dive into it, they're just like, what in the world's going on with this? And once you get that knocked down, they are very enjoyable to land. So we'll kind of mess with that. Hey, Simon. I mean, honest, I really have no words with what we've experienced. Like, it's just... I'll say it one more time, but the fact that we waited this long for that to be the experience regarding super heavy cargo and just the bigger planes in career is highly disappointing. There's some optimization that needs to be done with that, because nobody's going to find that enjoyable in the slightest. Not at all. And the Beluga having all these missions where it has to reset to the runway on spawn. I mean, what is this? This is why things need to be tested way earlier to the public. I don't care if people think, oh, it's just because they want to make content over it. Who cares? If there's people testing it, we can avoid things like that, because I don't know... I mean, we went 3 for 3 on the Beluga not spawning at a parking spot, and then the heavy cargo, just cargo in general, parking at passenger jetways. What is that about? Like, there's so many things. It's just the initial impression, and we ran into so many of that. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what to say to that. Completely opposite of what I was expecting from that long of a wait for all of it. But what you want to do with the tail draggers, at least what I do, is I just get that nice float there. I think with tail draggers as well, there's always a 3-point landing that you want to do at times, depending on the plane you're flying. I don't think it's the case for every plane. I could be wrong on that. I'm not a tail wheel expert. But for the most part, I always go with the 2 gears in the front, or the 2 wheels in the front. And then as I roll down the runway, I let the tail wheel slowly make its way down as we lose that airspeed. Because you'll see as you get that airspeed, that tail wheel lifts. And then, of course, we lift as well. Doesn't take too much with this thing. And did I say well, you know what I mean. Just, I'm thinking about other things, so if I said it wrong, my bad. Well, the unfortunate thing is, it's going to be the exact same experience in the full version, I can guarantee it. I would be highly surprised if what we just experienced would be different. Because, I mean, if it really does release... I mean, even if it released a week or two from now, I don't think much would change with that. Just highly disappointing. Beta or not, it's been a year and a half since the sim released, when Heavy and all that was supposed to already be out. So the fact that it's been a year and a half and it's still at that state doesn't make me super hopeful for anything to really majorly change on that. I mean, they can't even have the Beluga parking at a cargo spot in the exam. Like, I can let the missions themselves slide, sure, yeah, you'll have that happen. But the exam itself can't have the Beluga park outside of a jetway? It's, I mean, it can't park at a cargo spot? Come on. But alright, everybody. I'm gonna land this one time and I'm just done for today. I'm deflated. But again, yeah, I just floated up here. I'll do it from outside so you can see. Get those those gears up on the, or the wheels in the front up there. You use the rudder to maintain where you are. And then as you get down, you'll get more and more control over the aircraft, of course, once that wheel is down. But this plane does a good job of pushing the air to the left or right to keep you centered before that wheel touches down. The other thing I like to do too, anytime you're in any of these types of aircraft, keep the elevator pushed up. You can see that I have it pulled back all the way, because if you don't and you slam on the brakes, this might not happen with this one just because of how big it is, but let's say you're in a smaller one that's lighter, you'll have a higher chance of prop strikes. So I'll showcase that really quick since we're talking about it. But I saw somebody say something about a Cub somewhere, the X Cub. Let's do that here, and then we'll talk about it. And that's the other thing that worries me, Ben, is they don't really do the hot fixes throughout the public builds anymore. You might get one or two in the early parts after a beta released, and then we're stuck on with whatever we've experienced till the next sim update. I'm really hoping Asobo goes back to doing the small fixes, because this waiting months for fixes is not the way to go. I still don't think that's the case. So now for a plane like this is the one you don't want to really go for the two wheels in the front. Just because of how light it is, you're going to have a pain kind of maintaining it on the ground. Because if the tail wheel's up, you're going to be just fighting it all over the place. And then again, if you don't have the elevator up and you just slam on the brakes, I like how none of them are really... I guess I might not be doing it too fast. But I always have the elevator up just to keep that airflow going over the back. And it makes it a lot easier to avoid any prop strikes if you're slamming on the brakes or anything like that. We'll do one more little takeoff and then landing here. So we'll go idle. And don't worry, you can go pretty slow with these types of planes just because of how light they are. We'll get some flaps in there. That was a little too hard there, hang on. It's weird doing it from outside. I typically don't land these from outside. But I want to do it for demonstration purposes. So let me focus on it here. Hang on. We'll get this situated. Something like that. There we go. That's kind of the landing you want to do with these types of planes, where you get all three on the ground at the same time. Gives you that extra control, especially when you're trying to maintain the center line. Because if you just, like I said, if the tail wheel is off, you're going to be fighting it more and more, and you'll be fighting, you know, doing all this type of stuff where you're just going crazy. So, hopefully that makes sense. A little quick little tutorial there. But, yeah. And host, this was on the PS5 Pro. Finally done with the yard work, now enjoying a good turkey, ham, and cheese sandwich with barbecue chips and a cold Mountain Dew. Very nice, Monorific. I agree, WRB. Yep, I agree, Ben. They need to do that, because it makes no sense to release a full, big, blown update and maybe do a hot fix or two right after it, and then nothing else for months. It makes no sense. And Jeff! Hello from Houston, Texas. Does a dedicated Microsoft Flight Simulator computer need to be super crazy if accuracy of plane response is my goal versus visuals? Working on my private pilot's license. Well, I wish you luck on the journey of doing that. That's awesome. But, you don't need a super crazy... Because I have 3060 RTX, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and an i7 7700 series CPU. And I can get the sim running nice and smooth with great visuals. So if you have something kind of baseline, you should be good. But thank you so much for that $4.99 super chat. Very, very much appreciated. And hopefully that kind of helps you kind of zone in on an area regarding specs. Because if you're in the 30 series, you should be pretty much good to go on having a decent experience from performance and visually. And SU5 is not out, no. Heavy cargo situation sucks. I was looking forward to it as well. Or two. All I had left for... Yeah, it's just, yeah, I mean, I really have no other words for it. I am shocked at the experience. I mean, Heavy's fine with the A330, but once you go into the Beluga and all that, all the weird things going on. But... And Simon, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Very much appreciate it. Well, sorry I couldn't have made it a fun experience the whole time. I mean, it started off strong, and then it really just spiraled out. They got some work to do. So, thank you guys so much for your continued support. Still can't believe we got over 50,000 subscribers now. I'm so glad you guys enjoy the content, and hopefully you continue to enjoy it as we continue our journey through here with hopefully some more exciting times as opposed to what we just experienced. So, thank you again, and I will talk to you guys next time. Goodbye!